Fretting about the value a car will relinquish within a few months of purchasing it is something we all go through when setting to purchase a car. Unfortunately, a car is not something we purchase every few months, and viewing how pricey they are, seeing them lose their value hurts. At this juncture, the ingenious thing to do is to purchase cars that can be your investment too. So without further ado, let us peek into those 7 cars that can go up in their value. Can cars be an investment? You must be wondering how cars can be an investment, but the fact is that they can be. You can have cars as investments if you put your money into a car that appreciates value rather than is expected to depreciate. If you choose the appropriate model, you can avoid paying any depreciation on your vehicle for many years. But what are appreciation and depreciation in cars? Most of the cars depreciate in value. It is exceedingly rare for a car to appreciate in value, but some cars do. Like most other items, cars increase in value based on what society considers attractive. Number 1. Audi R8. It's adequate to express that Audi scored a pretty bullseye with its first shot at a supercar. Appreciated for its million-dollar looks, growling mid-mounted V8, and thrilling handling, the authentic R8 had established foes on the strings when it made its debut in 2007. More than a decade after, the hand-built 2-seater has mislaid none of its captivations. Blisteringly fast and fantastic to drive, it's also surprisingly comfortable to live with, grateful to its decent visibility, light controls, and confidence-inspiring quattro 4-wheel drive. The flagship V10 model delivers an epic soundtrack and scintillating swiftness, but the V8 is more reasonable and just as much pleasure. Number 2. BMW Z4. Built in 2002 over 3 generations, the Z4 is a handsome rear-wheel drive sports car with an impressive engine choice. Arguably not as dynamic to drive as it looked, it still makes a great daily driver, even if the engines are a little thirsty. You can buy a high-mileage MK1 2002 to 2008 available as a roadster or coupe for less than 2,000 euros. But you'll need to spend at least 6,000 euros for one with low miles that's been well looked after. With its aggressive curves and pungent ruffles, the original Z4 induced a stir when it debuted in 2004. The 2-seater still entices looks today. Classic Z4s aren't as enthralling as a Porsche Boxster, but the rear-wheel drive chassis delivers enough driver pleasure. Engines transmit efficient 4 cylinders to the snarling 338 bhp straight 6 in the Z4M. Number 3. Ford Mustang Boss 302. The term American muscle is virtually indistinguishable from the Mustang. That was carried to a completely new level by the 2012 Mustang Boss 302 model. This automobile strikes the ideal balance between the scalding Shelby GT500 and the more composed Mustang GT, both flagships of the Ford brand. With this vehicle, you get the best of both worlds. 444 horsepower from an eager V8, a 0 to 60 speed of 4.3 seconds, and a performance that screams BMW. Even though this automobile was practically flawless, Ford produced only about 8,000 of them. From a collector's perspective, this figure looks like a purse stuffed with cash. The Boss provides you with all the convenience you require for your everyday commute, but with the press of a pedal, it may instantly transform into a demon from the abyss. Number 4. Nissan GTR. The GTR takes some beating when it comes to the biggest bang for your buck. The sophisticated machine has been humbling high-performance rivals for over a decade, costing 2 or 3 times as much. The GTR is an absolutely new model, transferring little from the Nissan Skyline GTR, excluding its signature 4-round tail lamps. Like some later generations of the Skyline GTR, the GTR has the Atessa ETS all-wheel drive design with a twin-turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. But the Hikas 4-wheel steering design was sacked, and the one-time straight 6RB26 DET engine was substituted with the new VR38 DET engine. The GTR also maintained its predecessor's epithet, Godzilla, initially assigned to it by the Australian motoring magazine Wheels in 1989 for its R32 generation standard. The Nissan senses exceptionally light on its feet despite its dimensions and weight. It is a four-wheel trick drive, allowing you to zap through corners at incredible speed. Then there's the thundering 3.5-liter V6 that delivers up to 478 bhp in standard guise and 592 bhp in the wildly expensive Nismo. Prices start at $40,000. But regardless of your pay, you'll still be bagging one of the biggest supercar bargains of the past 2 decades. Number 5. Tesla Model S. Can an EV really be a contemporary chef d'oeuvre? In the case of the Model S, indeed. It's been a decade since it struck the road, but competitors stumbled to correspond it for performance, range, and tech. It's not as entertaining to drive as some contenders, but the Model S is fast. While even cars with the smallest battery will wrap 200 miles between charges. While studies show exceptional battery reliability, you also get the key to the radiant supercharger web. The Model S is categorized as a full-size luxury sedan in the United States, although the EPA directs to the Model S as a large car or luxury sedan. The Model S powertrain has experienced several iterations since its foremost release, improving efficiency, power, and durability. In 2014, Tesla reasoned that the Model S retrieved the energy that went into producing it in fewer than 10,000 miles. The powertrain furnishes regenerative braking potency of more than 60 kilowatts, lowering energy consumption and brake wear. Number 6. Volkswagen PHAETON. Peaking for a modern Bentley on a VW budget? The PHAETON might not wear Cruise emblem on its snoot, but it conveys many mechanicals and a platform with the MK1 Continental GT. That link provides a clue to the high-quality feeling and finish of the flagship VW. It was a sales flop when new, but bears top-notch elegance and a luxuriously finished interior for less than the outlay of a new city car. Most models have a frugal 3.0-liter V6 TDI diesel, but discover a rare 414 bhp 6.0-liter W12 and you will have an auto as fast as that Bentley. VW's flagship executive sedan was built between 2002 to 2016 and was represented to opponent Mercedes-Benz and BMW in the premium sector. Available with a solid scope of big petrol and diesel engines, it could even be established with the 6.0-liter W12 out of the Bentley Continental. Sadly, it wasn't a commercial sensation, but Volkswagen's loss is our gain because you get a lot of bang for your buck now, and a PHAETON can be purchased for less than $3,700. Most have done big miles, so anticipate paying $7,500 for a recent low-mileage model with a full service record. Number 7. Mini 1499 GT. The Mini brand is no outsider to unique and limited edition autos of its Cooper models, having accomplished over 50 such drills since 2001. The company's most delinquent is the 1499 GT, which pays tribute to an inexpensive performance model from the label's past, the 1275 GT. The 1969 classic was powered by a 60 HP, 1275cc 4-cylinder engine and needed 13.3 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour, but it offered driving enjoyment without a massive price tag. The limited edition 1499 GT was launched in 2018. Inspired by the 1275 GT original Mini first seen in 1969, just 1,499 models were built. Based on a basic Mini, it was available in pepper white or midnight black and featured distinctive side stripes and decals, a John Cooper Works sports pack, sports seats part trimmed in leather, red stitching on the steering wheel, and anthracite roof lining. Priced from $20,000 new, it was a touch of nostalgia. You can now buy used low-mileage examples for around $15,000, and because of its rarity, it's an affordable Mini worth cherishing. This modern-day counterpart symbolizes a tremendous leap in performance. The Cooper hardtop's typical powertrain is powered by a 134 HP turbocharged 1.5-liter 3-cylinder engine and either a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual transmission. This design should be good for a 7.3 second 0 to 60 mph time as per Mini, a far cry from the 1257 GT's time. In most cases, this simmers down to the car's tier of rarity, appeal, and the sense of nostalgia it evokes. It can be that very few cars were produced to begin with, or that there are currently very few remaining, which can account for this item's rarity. It is helpful if they can no longer be manufactured, because this ensures that there will not suddenly be an abundance of new ones, which usually indicates that they are an older model. Another possibility can be that the car is an uncommon variant of a model that is more widely available, but it must have some very distinguishable features, such as a unique engine. That indicates there is limited stock availability. Next, there must be a demand for it among consumers. The car had a remarkable, unusual, or brand new feature designed by a well-known designer. It could also be that the car appeared in a famous film, was the first or last model created for a particular mark, or had some other characteristic that is generally considered interesting. That will provide you with demand. According to the principles of traditional economics, the price will increase whenever there is more demand than supply. All these factors mentioned are what make cars appreciate in value. So, what would suit you better if you were to pick one of these? Will it be a more reasonable and quiet sedan, or an aggressive classic muscle car? Comment down if you think we missed any of your favorite autos that may increase in value shortly. Until then, adios.